For leaders to do the right thing, for me, they've got to work from their center. Their center for me is something that is a very, very natural state. And all too often, because of our society or because of the business demands or because of the framework in which we operate most of the time, that center is off-center. Now, one example of that is the fact that there's a predominant frame, I believe, that we're operating within, and that is the frame of competition. And when we operate within the frame of competition, our center is off-center. And I feel that in order to bring our center back to where it should be, we need to embrace a frame of cooperation. You've used the term transformation, which I really appreciate because I think change is a misused word. Change for me is something that's temporary, whereas transformation is something that is evolutionary. So I very much like to talk about leadership that is a transformational leadership. And a transformational leadership, you can imagine how there's this metamorphosis from one state to another state. It's a very simple word, and it's a word that it takes a lot of bravery to be able to say. It's a 4-letter word, love. We need great bravery to be able to talk about love. It is a taboo subject in our current operating system. Often at times it's considered weak. Everything is bound together. We're living in an interconnected world, even more interconnected than ever we've experienced before. In these interconnected scenarios, it is connected. And the force that is connecting things is the force of love. The challenge that we have is to understand what that means. To operate from our center towards this outcome of love. We do not fix a broken system. We create a new system. There's the concept of letting something fall, letting it fade, and instead building. Our attention needs to be on the building component. Two forces acting on the world, a force of disintegration and a force of integration. Our attention needs to be on the force of integration. Let the disintegration happen. The force of integration is where our attention, our energies, and our focus needs to be. There's a monk meditating, and the senior monk comes in and holds a stick above the monk who's meditating, a stick. And the senior monk says, if you say this stick exists, I'm going to hit you with it. And if you say it doesn't exist, I'm going to hit you with it. And if you say nothing or do nothing, I'm going to hit you with it. What do you say, or what do you do? Anything you say that has reference towards the situation of the stick, you're hit with it. Therefore, the only way to get out of the system is not to use the system. You cannot play the game. You have to create a new game. The new game that we're operating in, this is a new system. It is a new city that we're building, a new civilization that we're building. Let's start with a city. The new city that we're building is one where the rules have changed. And we can no longer use the old rules. Instead, we have to create new ones. And rules really will become principles. There's a refinement here.